This new electric plane will be a game changer. It's not only automobiles that are going electric, but airplanes as well. No doubt, aviation innovators have dreamed about the possibility of electric flight for decades. However, it would be years before the battery technology advanced enough to power full-sized aircraft. When longer-lasting nickel-cadmium batteries were invented in the 1970s, the first aircraft with an electric motor took flight only for about 10 minutes. But by the end of the 1980s, when energy-dense lithium-ion batteries were designed, it brought about a revival in electric aircraft development. Join us today as we are going to discuss the new electric plane that will be a game-changer. NASA's X-57 electric plane is a future game-changer in aviation. This hybrid electric-powered aircraft is one of the latest initiatives announced by NASA. NASA Administrator Charles Bolden believes that this new X-plane shall open new doors in the field of aviation. Before getting into X-57, let's get into a little background about NASA X-planes. Many companies and government agencies were involved in developing a group of aircrafts that was later named as the X-planes. These experimental planes were designed by the sharpest minds in aviation and are built for extensive research purposes, technology, or concept demonstrators, unmanned test missiles, and even as prototypes. Some of the X-planes have been well publicized, while others, such as the X-16, have been developed confidentially. The bullet-shaped Bell X-1 was the first aircraft to become famous in 1947. It was recognized as the first aircraft to fly much faster than the speed of sound, and after its success, the succeeding planes carried a name with X number. Now, let's have a look at the incredible features of NASA's state-of-the-art plane named X-57. Nicknamed as Maxwell, X-57 is primarily a hybrid electric plane used for research and has been under development since 2015. Named after Scottish physicist James Clerk Maxwell. The aircraft is being developed by modifying an originally Italian-purchased and designed double-engine light aircraft, Tecnam P2006T. Upon arrival, the P2006T has gone through a thorough inspection, followed by weight and balance testing. Having the plane in front of them allowed engineers to verify the alterations made to the design and made integration of the electric propulsion system possible. Keep your eyes on the skies, folks, as the first flight of the X-57 is scheduled to take place in the spring of 2022. NASA's X-57 project aims to demonstrate how commuter planes could switch from traditional combustion engines to electric motors, providing design and technology standards including airworthiness, safety, noise, and energy efficiency, and was developed to lessen our reliance on fossil fuels. In place of the usual gasoline-powered motors in the original Tecnam P2006T, this modified version is equipped with 14 different electric propeller-powered motors embedded in its wings that are thinner and skinnier than the typical airplane wings. Typical light aircraft wings are comparatively large to prevent the craft from delaying. Large wings are incompetent at cruising speed because they create extra drag. The propellers will increase the airflow over the wing at lower speeds, causing an increase in its lift, and increased lift allows it to function on shorter runways. The speed of each propeller can be controlled independently to cope with flying conditions if there is a sudden increase in the speed of the wind. When cruising, the propellers towards the fuselage could be folded again to further lessen drag, leaving the ones closer to the wingtips to move the plane. The 14 motors to be installed on the plane should provide appropriate thrust during the takeoff and landing. When not in use, this folds back in to avoid additional drag. Once it has reached enough height, this hybrid electric-powered aircraft shall be using 2 larger motors to be installed at the tips of its wings. With such technology and exceptional concept, this aircraft will consume 500% lower energy usually required to pilot smaller non-public planes. It is believed that the success of this project would bring about several advantages, the most primarily being no carbon emission, as Maxwell will only be powered by a battery system. This provides not only a 5 to 10 times reduction in greenhouse gas emission, but it also provides a technology path for aircraft to remove 100 low-lead avgas, which is the primary contributor to current lead environmental emissions. The use of the technology installed in this hybrid electric plane would also mean a reduction in fuel consumption, noise, flight time, and standard operational costs. due to the presence of an electric propulsion system. This plane is not likely to get penalized because of overspeeding in the air. According to NASA, the X-57 will have a range of approximately 100 miles and a cruise speed of 172 miles per hour, or 276 kilometers per hour, meaning it will fly for approximately 60 minutes at a time and can accommodate up to 2 passengers. The average weight is approximately 3,000 pounds, and the maximum operating altitude is 14,000 feet. The X-57 batteries are commercial lithium-ion in 2 400-pound packs located in the cabin, which supplies 23 kilowatt-hours of energy and has been extensively tested for safety, which can power the aircraft for the entire flight without overheating to unsafe levels. Maxwell is designed to function as a private plane, which means that the battery's storage volume and weight should remain limited. Most companies working on electric aircraft say their prototypes will be useful for short trips within a city and could help reduce the amount of surface congestion on urban roadways. NASA displayed the first designated X-57 plane at the American Institute of Aeronautics and Astronautics (AIAA) Annual Aviation and Aeronautics Forum and Exposition in June 2016. Before the flight test was made, a test known as the ground vibration test was also performed by NASA engineers to ensure that the new electrically designed powered aircraft uses energy efficiently and that the plane can also fly safely. This was done by building a model of the aircraft structure and then simulating the response the aircraft would experience while in flight. This was done to overcome weaknesses, repair them before making expensive prototypes, and demonstrate technical improvements. Although NASA has acquired some of the best planes in the world, what X-57 can do is something incredible, and it will indeed prove to be a game changer in the aviation industry. Like when tested under high-voltage experimentation, this all-electric composite airplane successfully spun propellers. High-voltage testing involves powering the aircraft with an auxiliary power source to evaluate the functioning of the integrated systems at full power while flying at high speeds. When the propellers were spun for the first time under electric power, it was a very exciting moment during the high-voltage testing. The propellers had previously rotated during the X-57's initial build phase, conducted by the small business prime contractor Empirical Systems Aerospace Inc. at Scaled Composites. Still, it is now up to NASA engineers to advance the system and use lessons learned from previous tests to make it even more effective. A set of electric cruise motors powers the propellers, which will also be utilized to power the X-57 during flight. One of the primary objectives of the X-57 project is to share information about the aircraft's design and airworthiness procedures with regulators and standards groups. It is also hoped that the X-57 would serve as a reference platform for integrated approaches to distributed electric propulsion technology, which is another objective. The benefits of X-57 Maxwell are part of the project's vision and will genuinely be the promoters for change in the aviation business. If this is done perfectly, this would essentially be one of the biggest contributions of NASA to the aviation industry. The research, procedures, designs, and technology from the X-57 development project have also been published by NASA, which could greatly benefit different industry developers. Thanks for watching this video, and make sure to leave a like if you have enjoyed it. Make sure to hit subscribe and bell notification to see more of these exciting videos. And that's it for today. See you next time.